Alright, let's not even do the intro today. Let's just get straight into the Devils. Okay, Dougie Hamilton, seemingly benched to be traded. In some cases, people thought there was a move being made. Maybe it was just, you know what? Whatever it was, it worked. Hamilton's got 3 assists since coming back from that benching. Now the other issue is, sorry guys. I think I figured out my camera problem. All right. Simone Nemec has been getting really be getting shit on too lately, which is just not proper. So he is the future of defensive playing in New Jersey. But you know, the Devils have now won 2 in a row. That's something we weren't wasn't foreseen. First of all, a murderous rampage in Minnesota, which we love to see, especially because, you know, they're ramping it up with the Hughes brothers thing, blah blah blah. Don't want to hear it, don't like to hear it, whatever. That's everyone's got their own opinion. What is this button here? All right, so I just checked a new. There's a new thing going on my streaming program where I can pause and start again. So, was checking that out. I'm gonna have to look to see how that works again. I'm actually gonna try it again. We're gonna pause now, and now I have returned. So, let's see if there's any, if it just goes straight through. We'll watch it back. We'll check it out, and then if it's good, we will get a Doc Emmerich and a Chico Woo. Anyway, destroyed. Bratt with 2 goals. Palat with 2 goals. Cody Glass, been excellent. Scored last night. Scored the game before. So give Glass his props. Dougie Hamilton has been excellent. Jack Hughes has looked good. Luke Hughes has looked good. Nico Hischier has looked good. Timo Meyer, I wish I could get a goal I wish he could get a goal. He hasn't had a goal in 10 games now after, like I was telling everyone, and I'm not here to hate hate on any players, because I do come and bash players a lot, but Timo Meyer, I told you, he's streaky. You know, he looked like he was the best player in the NHL, and now he hasn't scored a goal in 10 games. So that's what happens. I actually made a bet last night. Well, you didn't need to see it. I made a bet last night that Timo Meyer would have the most shots on goal across the NHL for the whole night. I don't know who did have the most shots on goal, but I know I lost that bet. But that's okay. He did hit the post. Things weren't bad. Things were not bad at all. Jacob Markstrom looked good. But I do believe we still need to get rid of him. I don't care if he was just extended or not. That means nothing to me. He could still be part of a trade. So they're talking about a trade with Toronto for Stolars, and people are saying, well, what are we gonna do with 3 goalies and Dawes? Nothing. We're gonna trade one of the goalies, and it's not gonna be Jake Allen. Let me know what you think. I would much rather have Jake Allen for 5 years than Jacob Markstrom for 2. Jake Allen is just a more consistent goalie. Markstrom's looked good, and I hate when people keep calling Jake Allen the backup goalie, because there's no backup goalie. It's 1A, 1B, and neither of them are A or B. In my opinion, Jake Allen is the A. Look at his numbers. He's just the better goalie in general. Yeah, I'm going to stick to that. So, regarding defense, Siegenthaler, amazing. actually, let's get to let's watch some clips. So here we have Nico Hischier goal in overtime last night. Let's watch it. Do I got the volume on? No. Okay. So you're gonna see Hischier's gonna. I don't even know if he wins the faceoff because this is the whole play. I forgot about this part. But we're gonna watch the whole play. So let's watch.
Plus, you get the offense's own faceoff here.
All right. So he loses that faceoff. Seattle comes down. Matty Beniers. Look how fast he is.
Beniers leaves it at the point. Held in by Dunn. Drags
it to the corner. Nico's out there with Jack and Luke. This is in overtime. You cannot give the puck up in a situation like this. Now Markstrom. Hughes finally makes the right move. Look at that. It was almost simple. Amazing. Now watch Grubauer. Watch Grubauer hit Hamilton. For those who there it is. For those listening, Grubauer slammed Hamilton. Now, what I do want to do is we'll go to my account. What I did want to do was go to. Is this Nico? 2 in a row. The Devils win. Glass uses glass. Nico night. Okay. So here we go.
It's intercepted.
All right, we just watched the goal. So.
Provider of the New Jersey Devils, Ben Myers for holding.
Oh, this is his first goal. I forgot. Nico had 2 goals last night. So now that was in between periods. This is the overtime goal. Now we're gonna watch it in slow-mo a little bit from different angles. Is that not the one? I made one with all the. I made one with a bunch of. How long is this video? 2 in a row. Nico Hischier. All right, this is a funny video. Don LaGreca.
What speed by
I like that. Where is it? Nico Hischier, 2 in a row. This is 5 seconds. How long is this video? Why won't it let me play this video? I can see there's a problem with it. Let me get out of this page and go back now. Something's, you know what? Sorry guys, something is definitely wrong there. Whoa, let's get that off the screen immediately. So, you know, I talk shit about Jacob Markstrom, right? He has a good game. And people go, well, look what happened now, you know, stuff like that. And it's like, you know, it's 1 or 2 games. You can't, just like Timo Meyer, you can't judge a player on 1 or 2 games in a row. You know, he could go stale. He went stale. I mean, this is him coming back now, like, and having a couple good games, you know. But another player who's been really underrated since he's been back is Dadonov. He's been playing really well. I'm feeling a goal coming for him, and also Gritsuk. I'm feeling another goal coming from him soon too. I actually thought that he would score last night. Ironically, Hischier scored the overtime goal. I have this thing. I don't know if you're on my Substack account. Check out my articles. I wrote an article about sports betting. So over this whole season, what I'm doing is I'm making tiny bets, like 50 cents, $1 bets on big winning, big wins. Not like monstrous, but like 50 cents to win $25 or $50 because it's like, for instance, last night I put like 25 cents on Timo Meyer to win the game in overtime, like before the game even started, and that would have won me like $80 or something like that. And so I did that with Meyer. I did that with Brat, Connor Brown, Gritzuk. I didn't do Hischier, which I thought about after he scored the first goal. I said, should I throw Hischier into that? But then all everything was different at that point. 50 cents or $1 wouldn't have really been a good win. But I did win other kinds of bets. This is just a little hint on, I'll be coming out with a big article about how this ended up in the end. My small, can you over time come out on top using a series of small but hard to hit bets? For instance, I won $15 last night on would there be a goal in the first 10 minutes of the third period, and I said no. I put like $2 on it, and I won like 25. I forgot how much I won. 15, 25, something like that. So I had that one. I make over under. I won the over under on the Devils game in two different bets. First it was under 5.5, which is 6 goals, and it came out with 5 goals. So I won that one, and then it changed to 7.5. So I made another bet, and I won that one also. Those are bets I do in like the second or third period when it looks like if they got to score 4 more goals combined, and it's not looking that way, I'm gonna make that bet. And I've lost a few, but I'm ahead. So sports betting is from. I didn't really think about getting into this today because the Devils, had a great game last night and all, but there's not much to say. I mean, they've only had a few good games, and it's not impressive. It's something that they should be doing night after night. So we can't. I'm not here to seal clap for them after they win 2 games in a row. I mean, any team wins 2 games in a row at points. That's not a thing. When they win 4 in a row, let's go. But anyway, so we're gonna see over time. Is sports betting, and I'm using FanDuel, not a sponsor, but is sports betting? Is there a way to safely bet on sports without losing all your money, having fun, and it not being addictive? Now that's the problem. Is it is kind of addictive in a sense that, like, I'll throw a few bets out there and it looks like I might not hit 2 out of the 3 of them, because I'll always hit like 1 out of 3. They're almost like, sometimes you can make a bet that is gonna win, and almost everyone knows is gonna win, and it might not make a lot on the dollar, but if you just bet like $40 on it, you'll win $20 or so. You know what I mean? And it's there, and these are like 4 sure hits. So those come along almost every night, depending on if there's enough games. But it does get addictive. Last night I kept going back to see, like, what else can I win money on in this game and stuff, but then I didn't do it, because I realized I'm going too far. I'm going out of the lines of, like, what I'm trying to do, which is see if I can come out on top at the end of the season with an original $20 put into the account. And right now I'm above the $20. So as long as I'm above $20, that means I win. But it's not going to be great if I come out and I have $40 by the end of the season. It did bring, one thing about that, if I was ahead by 20 by the end of the season, it would be like, wow, big deal. You won $20 over 7 months or whatever. But that's not the point. The point is I had fun that whole time by making these bets, winning and losing. And I made $20 and I didn't lose any money. So like that's really the point. Can you have fun betting without losing all your money? You can. So far I say you can, but we'll see. We got plenty of time to go. What other players do we want to talk about? We got goalies. We went through Meyer. We went through Hamilton. Hischier. Jesper Bratt's looking good. Had a great game yesterday too, Bratt. Both Hughes brothers have been playing good the last few games. Last night it was both two Devils goals for Hischier from both Hughes brothers, so can't deny them there. Still think the Devils need to bring Brady Tkachuk to New Jersey. Don't care what we give up for him. If it's got to be Jesper Bratt, it's got to be Jesper Bratt. But see, the thing is, without Jesper Bratt, you lose that playmaker. You lose the guy who's really setting up the plays, and you can't even go by his assists because sometimes he's not even the secondary assist. There should be like a playmaker point, like if you started a play, like if you set it up, but then you don't end up getting an assist or a point for it, there should be like a secondary like a half a point you get for that, and then like every two you get 1 point, and then it gets added to your points. I don't know. I haven't thought about this. This just came up in my head just now. But all right. The thing is, we went into Seattle. Seattle came into New Jersey. Went into the game with Seattle. Ended up in overtime. Now the Devils, that's kind of scary. You don't want to go into overtime. You want the Devils to win a regulation. Now, last night they're thinking, okay, we're playing a Western team. Basically, they're basically the same team on both ends of both the conferences. They had almost the same amount of points, but I think Seattle had one less point, or the Devils had one less point. I forgot. I really didn't do my homework on this one, if you can't tell. But that's all right, because this is the Devils not the Devils I know, because I know them. Also, by the way, Don LaGreca's call again. Amazing call. Stop shitting on Don LaGreca. Some of these calls are some of the best calls we've ever had. They're up there with Doc Emmerich, in my opinion. Like last night's goal call was up there with the Doc Emmerich call, and I'm sure Doc Emmerich and Chico Resch would say the same thing. And you know what? Maybe I'll ask them. Who knows? Maybe I'll be talking to Chico Resch soon. You never know. I might have some things lined up with some people. I'm looking for Mike Rupp. Mr. Rupp, you out there? Mr. Rupp, waiting for you. Would love to talk Devils hockey with you, Mr. Rupp. Mike Rupp, Game 7, 2003 Stanley Cup Finals. Had a great game. Unfortunately, Mr. Rupp, Dr. Phil McGraw, Mr. Rupp, went and played for the Rangers. He did a lot of local Pittsburgh, Rangers. Had to hate him for a while. He was fighting us a lot and stuff, but you know what? He's a Devil. He's an original Devil, so he's on our side. We love you. We love you, Mike Rupp. We always have. I have his autograph on a hat. I don't know why I'm looking around. It's in a bin in a different room, in the Devils room. We have a room all for Devils memorabilia and stuff, which maybe I'll show you guys one day. We'll see. I don't know. But anyway, so, yeah, last night was Nico Hischier's night, captain's night at the Rock. I wish I was there for that one, even though I'd love to see the Devils win regulation games. If you didn't notice, the Devils before this game, they were either 6 or 8. I think it might be 6-0-2 So they have never lost to Seattle in regulation, and then they went to overtime and won again. So now they're either 7 or 9, 0 and 2 against Seattle in their history. So they've only lost in overtime to Seattle twice, or shootout, whatever it is, extra time. So with that, that's all I got for you on the Devils. I'm gonna be recording another video that's gonna go into some other stuff. It is gonna be the Devils bonus. So this is just a little game recap, a little chat about this and that, showed you a goal or two, and we'll get into the next one soon. The thing I was thinking about was I kept doing the Devils like after every game, and every other podcast out there doing one a week, and I'm going there every night after every game. And you know what? I don't need to do all that, because I just don't need to do all that. So we go a few games and then we talk about them. I'm setting up interviews, so those are going to be coming along soon. I'll let you know who and when very soon. I'm looking forward to a second Don LaGreca interview also, so look out for that. Anyway, with that, this has been the Devils and I'll talk to you soon.